All right, y'all, I had to get out of the house. Because first of all, I got up this morning and just like the news cycle, right? I don't know if people were following the news cycle yesterday, but like stuff is going crazy in the White House. And I'm sorry about using the term crazy. Y'all know how I like to avoid that because I don't like to, because mental illness is, it's part of people's lives. And there are people who function beautifully with all kinds of levels of mental illness. So I don't want to like just be that way. So forgive me y'all for doing that, and y'all can call me on it. But I'm like, I can't even deal. I'm like having so much trouble. Like, y'all forgive me, y'all. I gotta stop a second to fix this camera. I'm having so much trouble swallowing as any kind of, I'm having so much trouble swallowing as any kind of reality this naturally unvegan nonsense with intersectionality and the fact that, come on y'all, we figured, we answered the question. You got the definition wrong, you didn't know what it meant, you made a video, you kind of made a fool of yourself. And instead of, stopping at that, girlfriend is gonna make a whole series. And when she announced that she was gonna make the series of like 3 videos on the subject of, intersectionality from these 3 different points of views, I was like, well, she's gonna realize that she just had the definition wrong, and she's gonna stop. She's not gonna do it. She's gonna do it. She's continuing. So she made the first one of them, and I'm sorry y'all, I didn't watch it. I didn't watch it because, how am I gonna watch a video about being dogmatic versus being pragmatic when, pragmatic would be, okay, I got the definition wrong. Oh, I'm sorry y'all, never mind. Okay, like, which reminds me, I don't know if people, I might be an old head, I'm giving away my age and stuff, y'all. I don't want to get in an accident getting upset about this woman, this person, and trying to do all this at the same time. Okay, so, excuse me, the light just got real bad, y'all, forgive me. So there was this Saturday Night Live character, and the name of the character was Emily Litella. And Emily Litella's thing was that she would do these like editorials on like Saturday Night Live, like it was like the Saturday Night Live like news report or what have you. And Emily Litella would she would talk about something like school busing, right? And but she would mishear. So she would think that they were talking about school, not busing children, like busing children. And she would think that what they meant was like busting children. She would think that they were talking about busting children. So she would do her whole rant on busting children, and then, Chevy Chase would turn to her and be like, no, Miss Litella, and it was a Gilda Radner character, by the way, if I hadn't said. So he would be like, no, Miss Litella, it's busing children. And Emily Litella would be like, oh, sorry, never mind. And the big joke was that Emily Litella would say, never mind, right after going on this big long rant. That is Unnatural Vegan right now, except for Miss Thing has not incorporated into her whole like vernacular, whatever. She hasn't incorporated the never mind. It's never, oh, I'm sorry, I got the definition of intersectionality wrong. Sorry, never mind. But no, she does not say never mind. let me try to creep out in this intersection and see okay, all right. Yeah, so she says, so instead of getting a never mind, she's gonna continue along these lines and try to keep it going and make these 3 other videos. And so this is why I'm saying, like, what would have been pragmatic would be to realize your mistake, apologize, and say, never mind. What would be dogmatic would be to continue in your rant, even though you realized that you just had the wrong information, and it's okay. Nobody's perfect. I've gone into something with the wrong information. In fact, the kids from Gamergate are all over my ass right now because I made a video about Gamergate and I didn't know what I was talking about. And so I, the next day, made another video on the same subject, apologizing because I got it wrong. Now, I'm not trying to say that I'm better than Unnatural Vegan, but I do know more about intersectionality about Unnatural Vegan. But that's not really what upsets me most. What upsets me most is that here we have Kimberly Crenshaw, Dr. Crenshaw, who is a Fulbright scholar, who, you know, graduated from Harvard Law, is a distinguished law professor, teaching at Columbia, teaching at UCLA, has been voted, you know, as best professor, you know, several times by, you know, her graduating class, right? So this isn't somebody who's fly by night, right? Whose focus is like civil rights law, right? Whose focus is civil rights law. This is what this person has dedicated their life to. But somebody like Unnatural Vegan, in all her pragmatism, is going to jump in and not only be the expert, but produce a 4-part series on something that she does not know anything about, right? And the other part about it that really is, I find very, very sad, is that, you know, how often is the authority on a subject an African-American woman? Do you know what I'm saying? How often is the authority on a subject an African-American woman? So here we have an opportunity to highlight, because, you know, Unnatural Vegan will show you every scientist. Not only will she show you the scientist's name, she will talk about every single credential that scientist has, and she'll name every obscure association that scientist has ever been a part of. She will not talk about Dr. Kimberly Crenshaw and the amazing achievements of this woman. I mean, this woman has a TED Talk on the subject of intersectionality, and Unnatural Vegan just continues to go on as if intersectionality were some kind of a fringe movement. It is a concept that a distinguished doctor of law, with a law degree, has, you know, made a career out of. I don't know. What? Come on. If you want to go, you go. So, anyway, I got people mad about me. I'm mad, and now I got people mad behind me because I'm trying to make this turn, but there's a lot of traffic. Anyway, so y'all, that's the big part of it. I hope that I'm making myself clear and making clear to you how really, really petty and foolish this is making Unnatural Vegan, that she would continue on with this foolish nonsense as if she were any type of authority on the subject of intersectionality, when she clearly knows nothing about the concept, and yet she's going to defend her ignorance by piling on top of it the rest of this bullshit, and, you know, and try to triple her clicks as she goes on and on about absolutely nothing. But yet she's making a video about the difference between being dogmatic and being pragmatic. What is pragmatic about what she is doing right now? Her dogma is her belief in her own intelligence. That's it for this video, y'all. Like it if you like it. Share, comment, subscribe. This is Reg signing out. Love yourself. Peace.
And I love myself.